Welcome back, Marcus. Been a minute.
In a landscape dominated by reboots, franchise spin-offs, and familiar storylines, Severance emerges as something rare, a show that feels genuinely original. Created by Dan Erickson and directed in part by Ben Stiller, Severance isn't just another corporate thriller. It's a philosophical gut punch wrapped in eerie visuals and slow-burn mystery. And it's arguably the best series Apple TV Plus has produced to date.
What?
I said, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Maybe you should talk to your sister. It's an important decision.
My sister.
Yes.
At the heart of Severance is a disturbing yet fascinating concept, a surgical procedure that splits a person's consciousness in two. Your innie self exists only at work, while your outie knows nothing about what happens during office hours. The result is a kind of psychological prison. For the innie, life is an endless loop of fluorescent lights, keyboard clicks, and mysterious tasks. They never leave the office. They never sleep. They never see the sky. This sci-fi concept isn't just clever, it's deeply resonant. In an age of increasing work-life imbalance, where burnout is normalized and identity is often tied to productivity, Severance asks a harrowing question. What if the only way to cope with modern labor is to give up part of yourself entirely? The show doesn't offer easy answers. Instead, it plunges viewers into the sterile world of Lumen Industries, a place that feels equal parts corporate office and religious cult. Employees worship the company's long-dead founder, Keir Egan, through daily rituals, bizarre mantras, and moral codes. There's even a break room where disobedient workers are forced to repeat apologies until their supervisor deems them sincere. Yet for all its surrealism, Severance feels grounded. That's thanks to its characters, each of whom brings a layer of emotional complexity to the strange world of Lumen. At the center is Mark Scout, played by Adam Scott. Known mostly for his comedic roles, Scott delivers a haunting performance as a man grieving the loss of his wife and using severance to numb the pain. His innie knows nothing of this tragedy, living instead in a state of quiet, disconnected confusion. The tragedy is that neither version of Mark is whole. Other characters shine just as brightly. Helly R., the newest addition to the office, is the audience's entry point into the world of severed consciousness. Her struggle to escape, despite her outie repeatedly choosing to keep her inside, reveals the nightmarish nature of the procedure. Then there's Dylan, whose fierce protectiveness emerges when he learns his outie has a child, and Irving, whose quiet dignity masks a romantic longing that transcends the office walls. Each character brings humanity to an otherwise cold and bureaucratic system, reminding us that even in artificial environments, emotion seeps through the cracks. Beyond its themes and characters, Severance excels on a technical level. Visually, the show is stunning. Its retro-futuristic design, complete with clunky computers, sterile white hallways, and strangely outdated decor, creates a sense of timeless unease. The cinematography is deliberate, with symmetrical framing and long, lingering shots that amplify the feeling of being trapped. You don't just watch the characters, you feel their claustrophobia. Ben Stiller, surprisingly, proves to be a masterful director. His touch is subtle but impactful, favoring psychological tension over jump scares or melodrama. Every hallway walk, every elevator ride, every awkward glance is filled with unspoken meaning. The horror in Severance is quiet, but no less real. The narrative unfolds slowly, and that's by design. This is not a show that spoon-feeds its audience. Early episodes raise more questions than they answer. Why is Lumen keeping baby goats in a mysterious room? What exactly are the macro data refinement numbers the workers are sorting? Who are the people running this organization, and what do they really want? But the slow build pays off. The Season 1 finale delivers a heart-stopping sequence in which the innies temporarily gain control of their outie bodies, discovering lives and secrets they were never supposed to know. It's one of the most gripping finales in recent memory, raising the stakes for everything that came before. So why is Severance Apple TV's best show? While other series on the platform, like Ted Lasso, The Morning Show, or For All Mankind, have garnered attention and acclaim, none match the daring, originality, and cultural impact of Severance. It takes risks that most shows avoid. It trusts the audience to be patient, to think deeply, and to sit with discomfort. And it rewards that patience with rich storytelling and powerful themes. It's also worth noting that Severance has cultivated a devoted fan base. Viewers comb through each frame looking for clues. Online forums are filled with theories about Keir Egan, the true nature of the severance procedure, and the mysterious board that runs Lumen. Fan art, deep dive videos, and essay-length Reddit posts show that the show doesn't just entertain, it invites participation. More than that, Severance speaks to a generation grappling with questions about work, autonomy, and identity. As remote work blurs the lines between office and home, and corporate culture demands more of our time, energy, and attention, the idea of severing ourselves, of creating boundaries so stark they become physical, starts to feel less like fiction and more like desperate fantasy. In the end, Severance isn't just a show about a sinister company. It's a reflection of us, of how we cope, of what we sacrifice, of what we become when we give too much of ourselves to something that can never love us back. It's intelligent, unsettling, and strangely beautiful, and that's what makes Severance not just Apple TV's best show, but one of the most important series of our time.